All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. On to the Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. It's going to be a quick show through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. We was going over at camp. Brother had brought it out. I'm going to bring out this particular scripture. And I'm just going to, go with the spirit. And I'm going to try to make this long, but the scripture was Isaiah 13:1. It says, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see. All right. So what is a burden? Let's look it up first and foremost. The Hebrew word is mashah, or masah. Burden, load, bearing, tribute, burden, lifting. Load, a burden, uplifting, that which the souls lift itself up, bearing, carrying, tribute, that which is carried aboard. Something just came to mind. The utterance, oracle, burden. So a burden is something that's carried, all right? So the brothers get into, because we know Babylon in this particular scripture is talking about not the ancient Babylon, it's talking about modern day Babylon. Modern day Babylon, which is America the Great, has a lot of burdens. All right, a lot of baggage, so to speak. Matter of fact, let me get this real quick. Revelation 17:6. It says, I saw the woman. Who's that woman in Revelation the 17th chapter? It's talking about America. All right. That's the beast in this chapter is talking about NATO, the EU. So America is controlling the NATO, the EU. All right. Hey, the UN is where? In America, mainly here in New York City. All right. So this woman is controlling her allies, so to speak. So I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with a great admonishing. So when John saw this, he saw a woman drinking the blood of the saints. Who are the saints? Let's get that real quick. I get this one. I like this one. Psalms 50:5. It says, gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. And who are the saints of the Lord? The Israelites. All right. Those are the saints of the Lord. Not no freaking people that the Catholic Church deem as a saint. No, it's talking about a people, a race of people. Saint means Kadash, which Kadash means holy, to separate or sanctify. So the sanctified people are the Lord's people. So what it means by burden, this place, this land is carrying a heavy load of guilt, which is not guilt. All right, they don't feel guilty of the acts what they did. Zechariah 12:3. It says, in the day that I will make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people, all that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces through all the people of the earth be gathered together against it. So the Lord made Jerusalem, which Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which Jerusalem means city of peace. All right, as a burdensome. So hold on. Same thing, load, burden, right? So what is a constant burden to America? What's like a black eye to America? Slavery. That's why it keeps coming up. Slavery keeps coming up because that's the black eye of America. All right. Though they hire Sambos, people of that nature, to try to deflect the fact what truly happened. all right, in history to the Lord's people. They make light of it, but it's burdensome. Now, when you go to the, I believe, yeah, brothers did this before. Let me just go to the English, easy English. It says, um, there shall be a time when all countries of the earth will be ready to attack Jerusalem. Then I will make Jerusalem like a heavy rock that nobody can move, and all those who try to lift it up will hurt themselves very badly. So they took advantage of the Lord's people. All right, they destroyed the Lord's people. I could get scriptures in that too, but let me see if I can find another one. That's the same thing. Where is it? Yes. And it will come about at the time that I will make Jerusalem a heavy weight. So everyone who burdens themselves with it will be crushed, even through all the nations are gathered together against gathered sorry even though all of the nations of the earth gather themselves against it. So them putting their hands on the Lord's people is against them. It's a block to them. All right, and it will come about in a day that I will make Jerusalem a stone great weight for all peoples. All those who take it up will be badly wounded, and all the nations of the earth will come together against it. There was another one, but I get the point. Back to this one. It says, in that day will I make Jerusalem a burdensome. So, what is... All right, the term emancipation is going from one slave master to another slave master, right? So, when the Lord allowed Esau and these other nations to take advantage of the Lord, his people, that was a burdensome. Now you took the responsibility of the Lord's people. Now it's going to be the same way you took them and took advantage of them. You're responsible. Is a blot to you. Is a witness against you. Matter of fact, this is what it's, yeah. Jeremiah. Wow, I don't know where to start. 50. There's two of them. Jeremiah 50 and there's the one in Jeremiah 51. Jeremiah 50 and 5, I believe. It says, they shall ask the way to Zion with their faces to the wood, saying, come, let us join ourselves to the Lord in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away from mountains to mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. All that devoured them, and all that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, we have offended not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitations of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. Remove out of the midst of Babylon, and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans. Be as a he-goats before the flock. For lo, I will raise and cause to come against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the northern country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. For thence shall be taken, the arrow shall be as mighty expert men, none shall return in vain. So there it is, here it is. And the Chaldeans shall be a spoil, and all that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord. Because you were glad, because you rejoiced, or you destroyed of my heritage. Who is the Lord's heritage? The nation of Israel. The scripture clearly tells you that the Lord's people are the apple of his eye. All right? It means something that he cares for, something that he loves. Because you have grown fat as a heifer at grass, and bellow as bulls. So Esau, starting with Esau, has been living deliciously off of the blood, sweat, tears of you blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. To make this place a first world country, it had to come in the course of what? Our slavery. All right? In the Caribbean islands, the South America, all these places where we've been subjugated in order to make this empire the way it is, we had to suffer. All right? So they was glad at the destroying of the Lord's heritage. Your mother, which is Great Britain, shall be sore confounded. She that have bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the utmost of the nations shall be a wilderness and a dry land and a desert. So America is going to be the greatest desert on the planet Earth. Because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at her plagues. All right, but it goes on and on, but that's the point for what you have done unto the Lord. World War III is because what you did to the Lord's people. So this is a burdensome. This is something that's accounted against you. So the Lord told Isaiah to prophesy against Babylon. Verse 2, lift up a banner upon the high mountain. What is that banner? It's talking about the scriptures. All right. This is the most highest book in the world. The most, even the president, what was it? Reagan said that the Bible is the law of the land. I believe it was one president or a senator said that the Bible is greater than college education. All right. So this is truly the highest precedent in the land, but it's put down, all right, by the natives. It says, lift up the banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles, which it goes into Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. The righteous man shall stand in great boldness, as such as has been afflicted him. All right? Because we're not just saying the things we're saying just to say it. We're saying it because we're backing up what the scriptures is saying. This place will be destroyed. And here's the point. I have commanded my sanctified ones. I also call my mighty ones for my anger. Let's look up the word sanctified. Kadash. So the same word, Kadash, is for saints. Let's go back to Psalms 50:5, right? I said that. What is the word? Let's see. Oh, that's a different word, different meaning actually. But normally saints is Kadash, which means holy. But still, hold on. It says, oh, another precept that come to mind. Psalms 94. Psalms 94:16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoer? Who's that? The sanctified ones. All right. Jeremiah 1:5 tells you that the Lord ordained Jeremiah to be a prophet. And when you read down, it says to throw down, to lift up. Okay. So the Lord has he sanctified men, all right, holy men, to come against this system. He says, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Who's going to do that? The Lord's sanctified ones, okay, which are the prophets, which never change. The Lord always sent forth his prophets, which it goes to Jeremiah 28:8. All right, the prophesied is downfall. Any kingdom that was not doing what the Lord said, the Lord would send forth the prophets. So he raised up the prophets, because the spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets, to prophesy against this current rulership, like every other rulership. I have also called my mighty ones, which are who? The angels, from my anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. So the angels in the heavens and the angels on earth are ushering the Lord's coming. All right. The noise of the multitude in the mountains, like as a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord the Lord of hosts must have the hosts of the battle. They come from a far country, from the end of the heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. So what is that weapon? Get that. Joel 2:1. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, sound. I'm sorry. Well, actually, I could read the whole thing. It said, blow ye the trumpet. Who's going to blow that trumpet? The sanctified ones, the prophets. And sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh for it is near at hand. A day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as a morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and strong, there have not been even they like, neither shall there be any more after it, even the years of many generations. A fire devoured before them, behind them a flame. Talking about those missiles. All right, those missiles with those warheads. It says, and the land is as the Garden of Eden. Because this place is pleasant. This is a pleasant land. This is what he called Disneyland. You have everything at your beck and call. Eden means paradise. So America is like paradise. There's a lot of land that is not used. All right, a lot of greenery. All right, it's pleasant for the locals. They could go to the store whenever their heart desires. So it's like paradise. You could do whatever you want. So it says before is like Eden. It says before those missiles, all right, it's going to be like Eden, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yeah, nothing shall escape them. So when these missiles designate in America, when it destroys the shores of America, the people of America is going to be left desolate. The appearance of them is like the appearance of horses. As horsemen, so shall they run, like noise of the chariots on the tops of the mountains. Shall they leap like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in a battle array. So they're going to come in uniform, and it said before their face the people shall be much pained, and the faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like a man of war, and they shall march every one in his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. So there's not going to be a missile defecto. Everything's going to hit its target. That's why you have Satan 1, Satan 2. You have I believe it's Satan 2 that could destroy the size of Texas. All right, and this Lord has these nations preparing these warheads, these missiles. All right, everybody has. This is what it's talking about. The utter destruction of America. It says, neither shall any thrust another, they shall walk everyone to his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. What is a wall? A wall is supposed to protect. They're going to run over that wall, over the missile defenses. All right? They shall climb up upon the houses, and they shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon from what? Those nuclear missiles. All right? The earth is going to rock to and fro like a drunken. And the sun and the moon is going to be blotted out because of the winter, the nuclear cloud that's going to block out the whole entire planet Earth. All right? It says, shall be darkened, and the stars withdraw their shining. So, I mean, I read pretty much all the things that's going to take place. Did I miss anything? The whole chapter is bad. I just wanted to read those points. Yeah, so back in 5, it says, they come from a far country, which is talking about those missiles, and the end of the heaven, from all nations that have capability of bearing missiles, from one continent to another. ICBM, all right? That's why you have the king of North Korea been practicing for a long period of time. These nations are gearing themselves up for this great war, this great battle. And it is all because what they did unto the Lord's people. That's it. All right. That's the bottom line. It says, even the Lord, the weapons of his indignation, righteous anger shall destroy the whole land. So with that being said, we'll start real quick. Shalom to the elected nations. Shalom.